Alright guys, what's up? So today's recipe is a Cajun Halibut burger. It's a little bit more in depth than a few past recipes, but it's still simple, it's fun, it tastes good. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so first off what we're going to do in this recipe is we're just going to make the Cajun Rub. So it's super simple rub, just consists of some oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, cayenne, a little bit of cumin, and salt and pepper. Let's give her a taste. Like, that's bombs. Like, you can taste the onion, you taste the garlic. A little bit of that heat's hitting the back of your throat now. So you want it to be a little bit more, you know, pungent right now because it's gonna be on the fish and you're gonna have it a little bite at a time. So there we go, spice mix, done. So next step is we're gonna have a red Cabbage Gastrique. So you're gonna take about a quarter of a large head or 2 cups of the red cabbage, julienne. What we're gonna do is we're gonna blanch them in some boiling water and then we're gonna shock them in an ice bath. What that's gonna do is it's gonna retain the color from the cabbage. So when we do our gastrique, and if you don't know what that is, it's just like a simple syrup with some vinegar and some other flavorings, and it's reduced over a period of time. So what that tends to do is it tends to muddle the colors. So we want this nice and vibrant, so we're gonna blanch and shock it. All right, so now we're on to the onion part of the gastrique. We've done the cabbage, that's chilling, it's been shocked, color looks great. So now we're on to the gastrique side. Anyways, so you want a julienne, 1 cup of onion. I gotta read the recipe. Okay, now that we got our onions, julienne, the same thickness as the cabbage, you're gonna go ahead, throw in your butter, approximately 3 tablespoons. Remember, we're cooking, not baking here. There's a little bit of wiggle room. So, add your onions. So what you're gonna wanna do, sweat your onions, medium temp, just until they're translucent. What helps with that, throw a little salt. It's gonna drop the moisture, speed the process up. All right, now that we've let the onions sweat, it's probably been like 3 or 4 minutes. They're nice and translucent now. They're nice and pliable, soft, beautiful, just how we want them. Now we're gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of a nice quality wine. So we're using a red wine, 1 cup. Put it right in. And from there, we're gonna use some red wine vinegar, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. You can turn the heat up because we're gonna bring this to a boil and then reduce to simmer. 1/4 cup red wine vinegar. And then just a 1/4 cup of tap water. Last but not least, 1 cup brown sugar. And then we already seasoned the onions when we were cooking them, sweating them down. We'll just go ahead and hit it with a little bit more salt. You want to season every layer. Okay guys. I don't even know what it's called. All right, next step, we're making our smoked paprika and lime aioli. Egg yolks, oil, vinegar, emulsified is basically the fundamentals, but we're gonna add some garlic, lime juice, lime zest, little garlic powder? No, just smoked paprika. Smoked paprika, we want a little bit smokier, so I went ahead and got this natural hickory liquid smoke. Never tried it before, it's not in my recipe. We're gonna see how it tastes. So that's that, let's get it done. Okay, right on, so first things first, go ahead and crack some eggs. We want the yolks, so be careful you don't crack the yolks when you crack the eggs. Do your best. One shell, no big deal. This is how I like to do it. It's easy for separating. Just pinch your fingers, give it a little shake, let gravity work. Now it's okay if you get a little bit of white in there. It's not gonna make a big deal. So 2 yolks, straight into the blender. Next, take a little lime zest. Make sure you wash your limes. So just take a microplane, a fine microplane, and we're just gonna get some lime zest. So we're looking for the lime juice, like so. And then with your garlic, just give your garlic a little bit of a rough chop. And we will do 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar usually. I don't have any, but we've got rice wine vinegar, and it's just gonna give us that acidity that we need. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. Put the lid on. You wanna start this with the blender on low. You wanna slowly drizzle in your oil. And then gradually turn your blender up higher. All right, so you gotta give it a taste. Like, that's great. Need some salt. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Our tablespoon of lime zest. Now, if you haven't used liquid smoke before, it's some powerful stuff. And then don't just freehand it, because then if you screw up, it's already in there. Just go ahead. A couple drops in a teaspoon, and that's it. Got me. All right, next stop, halibut. This is fresh halibut from the West Coast, the best coast. Nice cold waters, fresh fish. So what you want is, I think I asked for in the recipe, a 5 to 6 ounce piece of fish. You know what, sometimes you can get those perfect cuts, and sometimes you have to work with what you got. So this is the fish that I got locally from a friend, and so this is what I'm gonna work with. So we're probably gonna do, you know, a little bit of a bigger piece and a smaller piece on one, but that's fine, like, whatever. So what you wanna make sure is you wanna make sure the fish is as dry as possible. That way the rub that we made earlier is gonna stick to the fish. And then when you're cooking the fish is gonna, it's gonna pan sear, you know, and it's not gonna steam. So let's go ahead and pat this fish dry. All right, now that we have the fish all dried off, we're gonna go ahead and season them with a little bit of salt. I know we have seasoning in our rub, but we wanna season every layer. So we're just gonna do a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, put them in the rub, and then back down the paper towel. And then we're gonna take them over to the stove and cook them on. It's time to cook. So we've dried the halibut off. We've seasoned the halibut on both sides with salt, and we've also dredged the halibut in our Cajun rub that we made prior. So now we're gonna take a preheated pan, a heavy bottom pan, none of those light, cheap pans. Add 2 tablespoons salted butter. Then we're gonna wanna raise the smoking temperature. So you're gonna go ahead and add some olive oil. You're gonna wanna bring the temperature up too. You're gonna start to see like it lightly starts smoking, not from the bottom of the pan, but from the top. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Yeah, you can see it right there. That's your signal. Throw the halibut in. Come here. Okay, now that we have a little bit of time, the halibut's resting, we're gonna go ahead and do our garnish, which is gonna be an arugula salad. It's gonna be super simple. Arugula, olive oil, lemon, salt and pepper. Simple, can't beat it. Let's get to it. All right, now we got fresh local buns, beautiful. We're gonna butter and toast them. We have our gas streak. It's probably reduced by at least half, if not more than half. So we've got our blanched red cabbage. We're gonna go ahead and add some to our gas streak. Alright, so now we have everything together. One of the last things you want to look for when your gas streak is ready to come off is when you mix your gas streak and you push it apart. Can you get right in there? And you can see when I push the liquid apart, it doesn't fall back right away. You can push it away and it kind of holds its line. That's when you know your gas streak's ready. First things first is we're gonna take our chipotle lime aioli, not chipotle, smoked paprika lime aioli, and put it on our top and bottom buns. So take a little bit of our aioli, slather it on. Next, we'll take our gas streak, go ahead, take your halibut, then we have our simply dressed arugula, put the tops on. And there you have it. We have got the Cajun blackened halibut with the smoked paprika and lime aioli and a red cabbage and red wine gastrique. What is there left to do? Let's go ahead and try this burger. Nice and juicy. Look at that. So soft. Really though. You get that gastrique right away. But also that smoked paprika, that smokiness comes through. You get a hint of that lime. Just that nice caramelization on the bun. All that butter, that fresh halibut. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's the consistency of the gastrique. There's just so much flavor of that. I'd pay top dollar for this, 10 out of 10, anywhere. Make this recipe, you won't regret it. See you guys next time. Couch Caviar, out.